So, I've decided to run a little flip series for you guys where I go off and I buy a little bed up car, try and polish it up with my limited skills, make it that much better, and sell it on, hopefully for a profit. I've already went on and I bought one of those cars. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I've received some parts for it. This lovely little radio straight out of China. And also this lovely little gear lever. For some of you out there, you can tell by that gear lever what sort of car it is, or at least the brand of it. I guess there's not much left to do but to bring you out there, show the banger I got. Well, voila! This is what it is. It's a 2008 Renault Clio. So, these were all the things that were worth showing you, and now let's show you all the things that need to be fixed. On the outside of the car, you have these nasty headlamps. You can see the yellow tint in them, so we're going to have to polish them away. Then we have these nasty rotors that brakes this. You can see the lines in them. Actually, when you go hard on the brakes, you can feel a slight wobble in the steering wheel, so we'll replace them. Then, coming down the side here, you can see the door handles are faded in color, but that's a very common thing with the Renaults, well, especially with the Clios. And then the big one, and that's this, coming from the rear bumper across the arch here. So we are going to have to get the shape back in, knock it out a little, pull it out actually in this case, fill it with Bondo, sand it, primer it, paint the rear quarter, fix up the door. There's a little scrape on this side as well that will do the same thing for us on the other side. Same again with your door handles, and that's all on the outside. So the seats are fairly alright. There's no tears in any of them. They do need a little bit of a wash, but they're half leather as well. Very nicely done. Now, can't say the same for the steering wheel. Nasty peel all around, which makes it super disgusting. Headliner is very clean, so there's not much there. Radio's missing, but we already know we got that. And the gear shifter is nasty. One of the nasty surprises I got is that the blower doesn't work, but apparently that's a very common thing on these cars. Now that we got the introduction of the car out of the way, let's start by putting on your radio. So here I'm just test fitting the radio, making sure that everything works. And as soon as I'm done that, I take it all out, fasten everything, and put it back together for the final fit, and voila. So we finally got the radio installed over here. As you can see, it comes in this, well, I set it to this red. You can actually pick different colors like blue and stuff like that. But I picked this orangey red because when you turn on the lights, it matches the dash. That's decent for your morning radio or whatever. So happy enough to have this sort. Let's move on to the gear lever. So that's done there now, everything's split back on. Got this nice, pure clean shifter. The radio is in, the interior is looking much better now already. Now the next thing to tackle is going to be this grotty steering wheel. It took a couple of days, but I finally have a solution for the disgusting steering wheel. And it's over here, come on, I'll show you. This little box that I got on Amazon. And inside that box, you have a look, it's this, and a brand new leather cover for the steering wheel. Alright, you got a little kit with it like this, with some needles, some twine, and you get some stickers, and you put it on the steering wheel. I think there's some pictures, see? Just stitch it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. Let's go. So we're gonna get rid of all of this stuff first. So here's the steering wheel completely done. I gotta say it was a very tedious job. It's by no means perfect, right? There's some bits there and there, like right here really close you can see a little cap. But it is 100% better than it was. You've got the little red stripe here. We're gonna go and have a look at that heater fan, see why it doesn't want to run. In order to do that though, we're gonna have to take off this to get to the screws, take the complete glove box out and have a look underneath it to see what's going on. So I pulled out the plug itself. Just two Torx bolts here. It's the same ones that are on the glove box itself. I did disconnect the negative terminal of the battery because we're going to be dealing with power. I know they're not touching. I'm going to go ahead and clean all this up. Use some contact cleaner, put it all back together and see if it works. I'm going to try and get an angle at this so you can see what I'm doing. So I've cleaned up that third port, put it all back together, and it's time to try it. So I hooked up the battery and nothing. Okay. And nothing again. I wonder does it change if we hit the AC? No, same thing. Alright. So I reckon I gotta clean more of those ports. I'm gonna go do that and see how it comes out. So after some further diagnostics, I found out that this is my culprit. This is what's gone. I'm only able to get speed 3 and 4. So we are going to get a replacement and fit that. But for now, the 3 and 4 will have to do. I'll put all these things back together. And we're going to head on to do a bit on the outside. Okay, now that the interior is sorted out and the heater works as it should, or the blower should I say, the radio is back in, we got a new gear knob, and we got the steering wheel sorted out. We're going to turn our attention to the outside of the car. And we're going to start with these yellowish lights. What we're going to do is we're going to try and polish them out and make them more clear, more nicer to look at. So let me show you the stuff I have here ready for us to use. So this is the stuff you need to get that sorted. This is just water. It's not Dettol by all means. It's just water. It's just a spray bottle I had around, so I filled it up with water. 1000 grit sandpaper. You can use 600 or 800 if they're really going bad. I think 1000 will do fine for us. Here's some compound. You can use T-cut as well. There's a polishing cloth, or one you can put on a drill bit if you want, but the polishing cloth at the end does absolutely fine. All right, something to wipe it off with. If you don't want to do it this way, what you can also do is you can get one of these Holtz Light Restoration Kit, which comes with all the goodies in it, where you get a drill attachment bit like this one here. You'll get, actually, this is from the kit as well, and you'll get a few other bits like a spray at the end to make it shine bright and whatever. See, this is what's in it. I think they're only like €25. You can go with that as well, and you see what's in the kit. They work absolutely fine. I bought a few of those, but I prefer to do it my way like this. At the end, you can polish them up like I do, or you can spray them with a clear coat. Depends, but the polishing is absolutely fine. Bring you through it how to do it. So look how yellow that is there and mapping. And the same thing is happening here with the yellowness. Let me set you up, guys. Let's cut to the time lapse, see how this turns out. Now, we're finally done the passenger side light. And just look at the difference if you compare it to the driver's side. And see how yellow and spotty it is everywhere. Camera actually makes it look better than it is, but it's absolutely terrible, see? And I don't know if you can hear this, but I suppose so this one is looking fresh. All of that is gone off here. So, see, nice and squeaky. Perfect. Now, let's do the other side. So now that we have the wheel off, we're going to be changing these discs. They're pretty bad, as you can see, and cause vibrations. So they're going to come off. What we're going to do is loosen the bolts on top, so get our pads off, and then the ones in the back to take the whole caliper off. Well, first take off the caliper, then loosen this, whatever will work better. We're going to loosen these Torx bits, pop that off, put on a new one. So let's get this side sorted. Now, we finished both sides. Brand new disc on this side, and a brand new disc on this side. It's actually very easy. Nothing was being stubborn. Nothing was caught. So everything was fine. Now we have two more things to do on this car, and those are the handles and the rear quarter panels. We can't do any of that today because it's going to be raining very soon. So we're going to leave this till the next day when the weather's grand, so we can sand everything down and fix up the bodywork. I will also do a full detail on this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I skipped a few steps in between because my camera died and stuff, but I'm back on it here. See the car is covered, everything is nice and leveled. I'm not a body guy, but I have to say this turned out pretty goddamn well. All I have to do now is to reveal some pitting over here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm going to give that a slight glaze just to make sure it disappears. But other than that, the line seems pretty straight-ish for an amateur, and from a foot away it looks great. So all I have to do is fix that pitting, and then we can go on and start painting. Now see this from other angle so you can see that it's actually all right-ish. Now I have filled the pinholes here, here and here, sorry. And I'm gonna scuff them down with a 600 grit sandpaper and spray it over again, and that should be this side sorted. Everything looks hunky-dory-ish. For an outside job, the spray job doesn't look too bad. So I'll kind of try now, prepare for clear. Oh, I messed up there big time because I thought I was recording, but I wasn't, obviously. But the lacquer is now on the car. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there, right? On this side, and on this side, and this side talk better with everything, but it's there. The gun was being a little troublesome, as in the flow wasn't enough, although the valves were all opened up to the max, so it took a while. It's a thin layer, so I had to do it thoroughly and everywhere, but it is there. You can see ourselves, so hopefully tomorrow we'll see what way it came out, have something to compare it to. I even did one of the handles that was left over. Now I'm gonna have to clean this up and see how bad of a job I did in the morning. So, and there we have it, folks. I removed all the coverings. As you can see, the blend is absolutely fine. It is rough in some places. I can hear the angle on it, you should see it. But here I have a little bit of an overspray of our primer. I'm gonna wash that down, that's fine. And same story here. Color match is perfect. The only thing we need to get done is a little buff or whatever. Let's get rid of the texture, like orange peel is what they call it anyway. and yeah, we'll be good. And the only thing left to do is to give this old girl a good polish, and she can be sold. Perfect. So here it is, fully finished. I missed a couple of steps because I had some issues with my camera, but the car now is fully polished. See, the rear quarters that were painted are actually in good condition all around, and the other way it's looking well. If we have a look inside, the interior is freshly cleaned, as you could have seen. Steering wheel and everything looking real nice. Same in the back, it's nice and tidy. I did struggle with some things off camera that I actually didn't get to record. These two handles were removed and were to be spray painted because, you know, they were bad. And I did all the work on them, and then I couldn't find them, so they were lost. So I had to go out and pick up two second-hand ones, a local scrap dealer, parts dealer, whatever. So they had to be replaced. I had to fix the motor in there because it wouldn't open, so I had that fixed as well. Yeah, but other than that, everything went smoothly, responsibly. I'm happy with the transformation. She's now ready to be sold, and we can move on to our next project. So I was gonna wait and sell this one before we move on to the next project, but I got a really good deal on a car, so I already have the next car lined up. It is, I think, a lot more interesting than the one we did now, and hopefully we can make some money on it. So stay tuned for the next episode. I have a surprise for you.